damn thing's stuck.
That's one grumpy man. It's been a while since I made a video about a game that deserved more attention. We just passed Halloween, but I'm still in a spooky mood, so what better way to combine the two than taking a look at Cold Fear, a game that was released at the wrong time. It's developed by Darkwoods and published by Ubisoft.
Yeah, I hear you. This is the USS Ravenswood. We arrived in the vicinity of the vessel and will now initiate a search patrol and look for it. Ravenswood out.
The story is completely bonkers and cheesy. It takes itself a bit too serious, but in the end it comes a bit silly. You're controlling Tom Hansen, US Coast Guard. Him and his crew respond to a distress signal from a Russian whaler in Bering Strait. They board and start searching the ship. Not very long after that, Hansen's colleagues are killed by someone or something. Now he's stranded on the ship alone. From here you take control and have to investigate what's going on. The ship looks seemingly deserted, but it doesn't take long to find some scared and hostile Russians.
Повсюду! Они идут прямо на нас! Тихо! Они могут нас услышать! Помогите мне открыть эту дверь! Она закрыта на ключ, мы пропали!
Hey.
Осторожно! Один из них за углом! Черт!
What the hell is that?
At first Hansen shoots regular people, find bodies with blown up heads or barely alive humans. It's obvious that there is something very wrong. The Russians you shoot are definitely scared from something. And what's the cause for all this? Drum roll please. Zombies. Sort of. They don't want to eat your brain, they just want to kill you, usually with a cold weapon. The only way to put them down forever is the old-fashioned way. Blow up their heads. While searching the whaler, you find notes to flesh out the story. Apparently on some oil rig while drilling, Russians discover spider-like creatures called exocells. Somehow the Russian mafia is involved. They bring scientists to the oil rig to do experiments on humans with the intent of making some sort of super soldier with the help of the exocells. They get inside in a person through their mouth, start mutating and taking over his body. On the ship you find Anna, the daughter of one of the scientists. She is held as a hostage to make her father work, but eventually he just liked doing all those experiments. Of course, Hansen saves her and tries to get both of them out of this place. And the CIA is involved for some reason. It's never properly explained why, but you can guess probably that they either want the research for themselves or to destroy it. Who knows? More likely for themselves. More or less, this is the story. It's a cliché and there is nothing that can surprise you. The issue with the story is the unanswered questions and some inconsistencies. One example is with Anna's father. He mixed his DNA with that of the exocell and become this giant creature that looks like the ugly crossbreed from Alien Resurrection. He saves Anna and says,
someday, I promise, you will understand.
This is never answered. At the end of the game, he tries to kill her? Why? Who knows? But if you ignore the plot holes and the attempt to be serious, you'll find cheesy and fun stories that guide you through the levels. The game is straightforward third-person shooter. There is no leveling up, no inventory management. I like that. It came at the time when it was not necessary every game to have RPG elements or to be open world. I won't call it survival horror, it's a third-person shooter with horror elements. Takes notes from Silent Hill, Resident Evil games and the new emerging third-person shooters at the time. What I mean is, it has fixed camera angles, but with the press of the right mouse button the camera goes behind the shoulder. Yes, I play with mouse and keyboard. The controls are great and you have more precise aiming. I wouldn't replace them for a controller in this case. While the camera is behind your shoulder, you may have precise aiming, but you can't run, you just walk slowly. You will constantly switch between the two camera modes. The gameplay revolves around walking, shooting zombies and trying to find your way to your objective. There are some mandatory puzzles, but they are not complicated at all. Find a handle, put it on a door, or find a valve to drain water. But mostly it's just shooting zombies. I'm calling them that way. If it looks like a zombie, acts like a zombie, it must be zombie. It doesn't matter how it become one. As I mentioned, bullet to the head is the only way to stop them. Shooting them in the body leads to them falling on the ground and staying there for a couple of seconds. This gives you a chance to stomp their heads or shoot them. Most zombies are infested humans. They walk slowly, but at some point they rush to your position. You have to be precise and quick and don't let them near you, because even without their head, they make 2 more swings and can hurt you. This doesn't happen all the time, sometimes they just fall on the ground. I think this is random, but I can't confirm it. The only thing you have to manage is the health kits. You don't have regenerating health. Health kits are scattered around the levels and you have to think twice if it's worth taking them now or leaving them for later, because there is some backtracking, but it's not severe. Weapons are box standard but fun to use. Pistol, SMG, shotgun, AK-47, flamethrower, grenade launcher, and the only unique of them all, spear gun. You don't actually shoot creatures with it, but instead of that you shoot it on the ground and the spear releases a gas that attracts enemies and holding them for 10-15 seconds, giving you a chance to blow their heads up. In certain situations it's extremely useful. It gives you a chance to breathe and time to react. I was never concerned about ammo. There are plenty of zombies to search. This is one of the ways to replenish it. You have to be very inaccurate to be left without bullets. Almost all weapons are useful. The grenade launcher, in my opinion, is absolutely useless. The problem is that the grenades don't explode on contact. They do it after a couple of seconds. By that time, the enemies can deplete half of your health. The flamethrower is somewhat useful. As I mentioned, the way you get ammo is mostly through searching corpses. They are also scattered at certain places in the levels. When you crisp an enemy, you get nothing. So why would you use it? Well, truth to be told, it was useful against the exocells, but the flames have limited reach. For them I use mostly pistol. It's the most accurate weapon even at big distances. The shotgun, I'll let you see for yourself.
You wouldn't call when I...
Freaking awesome. The enemies don't have big variety, but the game is not that long. You get the human looking type, the obligatory big brute that his weakness is his left or right hand, invisible mutant that can be only seen with a flashlight or when it's shot, one that is really fast, walk on ceilings, and is the most annoying. It takes a lot of bullets to put down and it's hard to avoid his attacks. Here the spear gun helps a lot to keep it in one place. There is one more, the exocells. They are like spiders with tentacles crawling slowly, and they are the most dangerous enemy in the whole game. If they gang on you, your life will be drained really fast. Even a single one does tons of damage. The good thing is that they are slow and you have enough time to kill them, usually. After you blow up the head of a zombie, they pop up and you have to deal with them fast by either shooting or stomping them. Through the whole game you visit 2 places, the whaler and the oil rig. The environments are good, the ship is more claustrophobic with little room to maneuver and it's much more tense. On the other hand, the oil platform have more wide spaces, but it loses a bit of the tension and atmosphere built from the ship. In terms of environments, it's better. The rooms are very different from the ship and with more details put in them. For the length, it's alright. The highlight here is the whaler. The dev implemented believable storms and the ship rides the waves realistically, which leads to Hansen's struggle when he is outside. Even at some places, you have audio cue and very little time to make Hansen hold on to something or he will fall off from the ship, or in the best case scenario, take damage by rolling and hitting something. The dev put over 5,000 possible movement animation to the main character. Because of that, Hansen's struggles look realistic. At least for the time, but even now they look good and the ship behavior is still impressive. The sound design is alright. The guns are good for the most part. The shotgun is a bit underwhelming. It's satisfying to use, as you saw, it makes quite the impact, but the sound is not very clear, a bit muffled. The other weapons are good. The voice acting is decent. I'm not a really big fan of Hansen. He has the emotional range of a rock and he's constantly grumpy. The voice actor for him is not bad, but not great either. To be honest, he doesn't have much material to work with. The writing is cheesy. Anna is the other person which have most lines. She is the same, just alright. What I really like is the environmental sounds. You can feel the storm when you're outside. When you're inside, there is always something to make noise, to keep you on your toes, and to make you wonder if someone is going to show up. Also, I really like the screeching noises of the zombies. The music is alright, but often feel misplaced. The game is at its best when there is no music. You just listen to the creaky noises of the ship or the oil platform, soaking the atmosphere. Then you go outside and rock music starts playing. It should be kept for important events.
Got the C4 charges.
I mentioned a couple of problems, but I've seen that at the time of the release the game was criticized for a couple of other things. The first is the lack of map. On the Whaler you can go without one, but on the oil rig you may get lost, especially by the end of the game. The objectives are not always clear. Find the laptop? Where is it? No one knows. No direction. It can get a bit tedious. To be honest, on the oil rig you make full circle and eventually you show up where you started, but still you may get lost. I was 1 or 2 times. The other is the save system. You can't save manually and there is no checkpoints. Just at certain places you'll be asked if you want to save. It doesn't sound that bad, right? The problem is that they are not spread evenly. It can get frustrating sometimes because of it. I can overlook those problems, they didn't cause much hassle, but my personal disappointment was the final boss. It was boring. Anna have to play C4 charges and her father is after her. Your job is to get his attention by shooting him. You can't damage him. After that he charges at you and depending which hand he swings, you have to run towards his other hand to avoid hitting you. The second phase is just a QTE. Cold Fear is a decent way to spend your time. The game feels like a mix between Resident Evil and John Carpenter's The Thing. The Whaler is the best part of the game. Inside is quiet, atmospheric, and you slowly make your way through the ship, waiting for a zombie to pop up from anywhere. Outside you can feel the rage of the sea and see Hansen struggling. When you arrive at the oil rig, all this is partially lost because of the more open nature of the level. Don't get me wrong, there are still some claustrophobic places, but they are less than the ship. Also shooting is solid, heads explode in a satisfying way, and depending on your perception you may find enjoyment from the cheesy story. While it's not a perfect game, it has its fair share of big and small problems, it doesn't feel like I wasted my time. This is the most important thing. At the time of the release, the game was compared to Resident Evil 4, which, by the looks of it, it's a superior game. Cold Fear came at the wrong time, 2 months after Resident Evil 4. The death sentence was signed with the release date. If you know what you are doing, the game can be beaten in around 3 hours, but on first playthrough it will take you between 5 or 7. For £4, it's definitely worth your time. Give it a shot.